Right, you lot, let's talk Aston Villa. And today we are going back to the chopping block and we are talking about our goalkeepers. Who do I think will stay at the club for next year and who do I think will ultimately be let go? We're going to go through all of our goalkeepers from the first team to our under-21s goalkeeper to the goalkeepers that we currently have out on loan, assess the squad, see who stays, see who goes, and then next video we'll be moving on to our defence. If you are enjoying the content, leave a like, subscribe down below. We're well on the road to 2,000. But let's look at our goalkeepers and who's going to stay and who's going to go. So first up, we have our main goalkeeper, the world's number one, EMI Martinez. Obviously, he gets the status of untouchable. Absolutely no one can come near him. He is not going to be leaving Aston Villa. He will be our number one next season in the Champions League. That's pretty much confirmed. And I totally agree with it because he cannot be let go. He's been absolutely exceptional for us this season, last season, the season before that, since we signed him from Arsenal. Since the first game he played for Villa when he saved a penalty, he has been an absolute revelation. He's a leader amongst the team. You can see that his absolutely mental antics would be missed very, very much. And unless someone bid 200 million for him, I can't see Emery letting him go. So he gets an absolute pass to stay in the squad. Next, we move on to Robin Olsen. Get him out. That's the status he receives. Get him out. He's not good enough to be our number two. I know he had that one good game against Brighton, but he's conceded something ridiculous like 40 goals in his last 18 appearances for Aston Villa. Look, don't get me wrong, good goalkeeper. Is he going to be a backup goalkeeper that can take the burden off of Martinez as we're playing in 4 competitions next season, including the Champions League? Absolutely not. See you later. Hopefully we can just recoup a couple of million for him. 3-4 million I would take for him. He's 31. He's not getting any younger. And he is good to go. Next up, we have our final first team goalkeeper as per the Aston Villa website. And that is Joe Gauci. Now, I'm actually quite high on this kid in terms of his ability as a goalkeeper. His stats and highlights from the A-League when he was playing over in Australia were very, very good. Do I think he's going to step straight into a number 2 role next season? I could actually see it happening. I feel like that Crystal Palace game was a bit of a swan song for Olsen. I would have liked to see Gauci in it. I think it was just a bit of a send-off for him because he's been a decent servant for the club, I imagine. But again, he is not going to be our number 2 next season. I think Joe Gauci could step up into that role, especially in the likes of the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. Whether that will happen or we'll sign someone is yet to be seen. But Joe Gauci, for me, stays at the club. And that's the end of our first team goalkeepers. In terms of our under-21s, goalkeeper is James Wright. He's been on the bench for us a few times this season. He's only 19 years of age. For a goalkeeper, that is incredibly young. I think he will stay at the club, so I don't think he's going to leave. I think he is going to stay, but I think he will be solidly down in our Premier League 2 team. I don't foresee him getting on the bench as much as he did this season, last season, unless we get a lot of injuries to goalkeepers. I feel like we are going to bring in a new number 3 goalkeeper, whether that's going to be a new signing or a number 2. That would definitely be a new signing. But who could be our number 3 goalkeeper next season? Let's have a little look at the 2 goalkeepers that we have out on loan this season. So first up, we have Philip Marshall. You may remember him from the game he played in the Conference League for us when we drew 1-1. He had a decent game that game, but he did then go out on loan to MK Dons, who lost, I think, like 8-1 to Crawley in the playoff semi-final for their respective league. Is it League 2? I think they're in, League 2, where he did play one of the games, concede 5 goals and get a rating of 4.12. He's 21 years of age. He's absolutely humongous, 195 centimetres tall, but it really hasn't worked out for him, especially in this loan to Milton Keynes. As you can see here, we look at his goalkeeping stats this season. I mean, his total performance was just above. Where is it? There. Oh no, they don't have a total performance. It just has the League 2 playoffs, isn't it? I don't know if that is available to be changed. But we look at his stats here in League 2 in terms of what he has played. And 9 goals conceded, I think it is this season. 12 saves, only a save percentage of 57%. It really hasn't worked out for him. Conceded 9 goals, which looks good for him, but he hasn't really played that many games compared to other goalkeepers in that league. A goal prevented XG of -2.2, so he should have been 2 to 3 goals less conceded than he actually has. He has made 0 errors leading to a goal. He's acted as a sweeper 1 time and made 4 high claims. In terms of his pass accuracy, 66% is absolutely fine for a goalkeeper, and a long ball accuracy of 40% puts him near the top echelons of that league. But like I say, it really hasn't worked out, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's either loaned out again, or if a League 2, League 1 team bid for him in the region between 500,000 and $1 million. I could see him being let go. The other reason I could see that is because there's another goalkeeper we have out on loan that could come in and be a number 3 if Joe Gauci steps up into that number 2 role, and that is this man. Am I even going to bother? Sinisalo is his name. Exeter City fans absolutely love this chap. 22 years of age, from Finland. I believe he has a full international cap. He has 2 full international caps for Finland. An average rating this season of 6.72. And 45 games, played over 4,000 minutes, conceded 59 goals for an Exeter team that aren't the best team in the world. They're a struggling team in League 1, and kept 13 clean sheets. Like I say, Exeter City fans are really, really high on this guy. They really like him as a goalkeeper. He's had a couple of loans in his career, but we go down to his stats this season. As you can see, 138 saves puts him right towards the top of League 1 keepers this season. A save percent ratio of 70% is very, very exemplary as well, down in those types of leagues, and playing for a team where he is going to be facing a lot of, unfortunately, shots that have high XG. Goals prevented though, look at that. He has prevented 5.45 goals more than he should have, effectively. So he should have conceded about 6 more goals than he has. A plus 5.45, where does it put him? Top 4% in that league, hence why the Exeter fans probably love him. 13 clean sheets puts him in the top 20%. 8 penalties faced as well, puts him right at the top, and 3 of those he did save, putting him in the top 5% as well. He's acted as a sweeper keeper 19 times, which is something to be, something to take into consideration for Villa, the fact that we play this high line, and he has made 32 high claims with a pass accuracy of 63%. Long ball accuracy, I'm not going to look too much into this season, because again, he's playing for Exeter in League 1, but his stats as a goalkeeper this season have been absolutely fan-dabby-dozy, and that for me means that he should come back to the club, not be loaned out, and be our number 3 next season if he's happy to do that. If he wants to go and progress in his career elsewhere and play first team football, I absolutely understand that, and I wouldn't want to step in the way of him leaving the club. But for me, current chopping block situation with all the goalkeepers we have at Aston Villa, I'm going to go for the following: EMI Martinez number 1, Joe Gauci number 2, Sinisalo number 3, Philip Marshall being sold, Robin Olsen being sold, and James Wright staying with the under-21s. I'm not even going to cover Lander Emery. I don't think he's in the future of Aston Villa, to be fair. I understand it's Emery's son, and he got on the bench against Crystal Palace, but I think that's probably going to be his ceiling, unfortunately. And then the under-18 goalkeepers are still progressing nicely in our academy setup. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below about the goalkeeper chopping block. Next up, it's the defenders. Up the Villa, be nice to everyone. Let's start getting controversial, shall we?